What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow here, back with another video. Get those 10s and 20 views. As you can see, I am in a destroyed basketball court, which means it's time I finally did if I ruled over the NBA. I'm actually pretty sure this is Chernobyl. I looked for like haunted, reclaimed by nature, abandoned basketball court, and I found this one with no image copyright tag, so hopefully it gets beat out. But if this is your first time watching one of these If I Ruled Over videos, the basic premise is I have supreme power over whatever it is. This time it is the NBA. Do what I want with it to make it better. By, my opinion. I have done 4 videos. I did How to Save ESPN, which is kind of the start of this whole thing was of that. I did 2 videos on If I Ruled Over the NFL, and I did a If I Ruled Over the NHL. So, how would I, someone who has openly admitted to not really liking or watching the NBA, fix the NBA? Well, first thing is, and it's a simple thing I have to say for a lot of these sports videos, is no more politics, bullshit at all. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to an NBA game, NHL game, NFL game to be told by millionaires, potentially billionaires, how I should be living my life. No, I want to go there, sit next to a random stranger, say, hey, I never met you, but you're wearing the same team jersey as me. You're my new friend. High five. Oh, this is your buddy who's rooting for a different team. Your team sucks. I hope you lose, but you seem like a good guy. And then laugh at the halftime act. That is a fully true story, by the way. I went to the Panthers-Steelers game. Sat next to these 2 random dudes. One was a Panthers fan, one was a Steelers fan, who were friends who went to the game together. And we got along great. We were like laughing, making fun of the halftime show because the halftime was performed by Kane Brown. I never heard of Kane Brown. The 2 dudes sitting next to me never heard of Kane Brown. And we were shocked with the voice that came out of this man's mouth. And we just start dying of laughter. But this is how sports should be. I remember when I went to the Giants-Panthers game when Josh Norman got to play with Odell Beckham Jr. Again, random Giants fans sitting next to me, jokingly, openly trash-talking each other throughout the bulk of the game. And at the halftime, we were like, man, this game's pretty fun. And we just high-fived each other at the end of the game, said, hey, I hope you have a good life. They said, you too, good luck for the rest of the season. That's what sports should be, not political jargon. If I can have a hockey player from Finland stand and be respectful during 2 anthems that are neither his, the NBA can do it. Now, the downfall of the NBA. What do I think has caused it? Not really his fault, but it is his fault. It's one, the only Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Shaq has talked about this in the past, but the whole Hack-a-Shaq thing, in my opinion, has kind of led to this mentality of, if we were just call it every time we see it, we would be calling fouls all the time. That was pretty much what Hack-a-Shaq was, and now it's gotten to a point where I found a TikToker on Instagram, because I don't use TikTok, or by the name of 90.10 doing this, where it's all the different travels, carries, whatnot in the NBA. It's like, it's bad where it's like, I see so many plays where guys just just call the fouls as you see them. It's not that hard. Make these things called skills. Like, I don't remember Allen Iverson ever carrying that much. I don't remember Jordan crossing over people carrying that much. Bird and Magic would have gotten called right away. They also probably would have gotten into a fight, but that's different element. But when it comes to rules, there are a few rules that I would tweak and change. The first one being the whole 3 seconds in the box thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the painted area underneath the net. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I learned that this rule existed thanks to NBA 2K23 when I made a big man and he had his freaking toe in the paint for more than 3 seconds and got a whistle and foul called on him. Or not really foul, but we know what I'm talking about. Turnover because of it. I'm like, you're telling me as a 3-pointing point guard, I can have the ball or not and just stay beyond the 3-point line the entire shot clock and there's nothing. But if I'm a big guy and I want to be underneath the net, I can't. Bull. So the rule tweak would be if you're on defense, there is no penalty for being in the paint. There might be like strategy-wise bad calls. You might leave a defender open, an offensive player open that can hit threes. That can be a change. But at the same time, if you want to sit down there and be like, you know what, drive the lane. I dare you. I'm standing here waiting for you. Oh, look, there's a rebound. No, it's mine. Now, if you're on offense, I can understand why you don't want a guy just posting up there. But if he has the ball and is backing out a defender, there should be no issue of him doing that. So, 3 seconds if he doesn't have the ball. If he has the ball, no violation. Next thing is start fining and suspending players for flopping. Yeah, I don't watch the NBA, but I see how bad these flopping calls are, and it can really affect the game. Hockey has a big issue with that, but then hockey also is allowed to police themselves. So if your player is flopping, guess what? They're going to get run and get into a fight, and then maybe they'll start learning not to do that. Also, hockey does fine players for this. So the NBA, start fining and suspending players for flopping. It would solve itself because people don't want to lose money. And last rule change I would really make is only 2 timeouts per quarter. You get 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. You don't use them, you lose them. So yeah, I'm sick and tired of basketball games, college or pro, knowing that, oh look, there's about a minute and a half, 2 minutes left in the game. Yeah, I'll come back in a half hour and this game should be in like 30 seconds to go. 1, it severely slows it down. 2, I just think it kills the flow of the game. I was watching Houston and Baylor, maybe? One of those 2 teams. I think that was it in the Big Ten tournament with the last minute of the game, and there was one timeout called between both teams, and the game was fun, fast-flowing, and exciting. The way I think basketball, honestly, should be. The only tweak I would make to the NBA court itself is make it bigger. Extra 4 feet in width, extra 4 feet in length. Players just getting bigger, stronger, faster. Let's give them a tiny bit more room. And you can kind of complete the arc so it doesn't get shorter on the sides. Cover that. I actually have notes, which is shocking for I normally just wing these things. But like I said, I don't need to do any realignment, but I do think we need to add in some teams. The NBA currently is in at 30 teams. Hockey has 32. Football has 32. Baseball has, I think, 32. I don't know off the top of my head. So we need to add 2 teams. One to the west and one to the east. The west is actually an easy one to call because you're just bringing back the Seattle Supersonics. They were a team. They were a great team. Seattle has been known to have very passionate fans, especially in the past couple of years. Just looking at how the fans are with the Kraken and the Seahawks, yeah, the Supersonics should have zero issue supporting fans up in that area. You can build back the rivalry between them and Portland, 2 teams not that far from each other. And, yeah, makes it life so much better. Now the East needs a team. Where should we put a team? Now, I had a few options I could have picked. I almost thought Montreal. Decided not to. I almost thought Buffalo. And decided no. The city I chose is a city I've been to and I had a lot of fun in, and I think would honestly love the NBA and would auto create rivalries, and that is the city of Pittsburgh with a brand new team, the Pittsburgh Pride, with a nice black and yellow lion mascot. Yeah, I'm using pride as in pride of lions, not, pride. But yeah, city's colors are black and yellow. It's great. I had a random image generator give me this cool looking logo. But yeah, you bring in a basketball team in the city of Pittsburgh. It allows Pittsburgh, and actually the Supersonics also have this great advantage of the ability to have a massive sports weekend in around October, where you can go catch a Penguins game, you can go catch a Pirates game, you can go catch a Steelers game, and you can go catch a Pride game. The ability to just say, hey, I'm just going to go drop $500 to go watch 4 sports teams in, depending on the thing, 2 to 3 days would definitely help the boost everything in that city. But like I said, you put a team in Pittsburgh, well, guess what? They're going to automatically have a rivalry with Philly. Pittsburgh and Philly just Pittsburgh and Philly just had those things. Then you add the fact that you're adding a bunch of Pittsburgh fans into a fan base where they're going to automatically hate Cleveland because they're in the same division. They're automatically going to hate Washington because the Capitals, and of course the whole New York things and every other teams that are major rivalries to their other sports teams. Yeah, Pittsburgh would make the most sense. And then the big issue with the NBA, this in my opinion is the true issue with the NBA, and it's the fact that there is no legit minor league system. Yeah, there's the G League, but not every team has a team. No, I'm talking legit. Every NBA team has a minor league team underneath them. You can leave the G League as kind of like that third tier, the second tier amateur league. Then there's the whatever you want to call the minors, and then the NBA. This would give people options. Hey, Joel Embiid's hurt. Go allow him to go play for our minor league affiliate down in Atlantic City to get a couple games just to work himself back into playing shape before sending him to the NBA. Oh, look, your grades aren't that good to go to college. You know what? We'll draft you at 18. We'll allow you to play in the minors for a few years to fully develop. Look at all the great NBA players outside of maybe 4 or 5. They all went to college for 3 to 4 years. Now, if a player wants to go to college, no. Say, hey, you go to college, you gotta stay 3 years. But if you get drafted, the team will own your rights to it. So after 3 years, if you want to go pro, you know what team you're going to. For example, if I was to be drafted by the 76ers, but I decided, you know what? I want to go play college. I want to win an NCAA tournament. I'm going to Duke. Just throwing out there. North Carolina. Follow Michael Jordan. I have to stay there for 3 years. But when I'm done after 3 years, if I choose to go pro, guess what? I know what team I'm going to. I'm playing for the Sixers. At the same time, the Sixers are looking at me going this guy's doing a lot better. We can trade him and lose nothing. They can do that. Because the big issue I'm seeing, I saw this, I think it was Joel Embiid, when the Sixers drafted him. They were like, well, he's going to need a few years to develop. Well, you know where he could have done that? College. But yeah, so that's how I would change and fix the NBA. And it all comes down to, start calling the fouls that are actually in the system. The new paint rules, if you're a defense player, just go there. I ain't stopping you. If you're on offense and you don't have the ball, it's 3 seconds. If you're on offense and you have the ball, go nuts. Two brand new teams, the Seattle Supersonics and the Pittsburgh Pride, and bring in a legit minor league system for every team available. And if you are going to college, you got to stay at least 3 years. But the teams can still technically own your rights. That's it. That's all I have. Tell me, what did you think about it? Oh, yeah. By the way, this Sunday, I am starting my... Oh, I actually got to change the background for this. Boom. Madden 97 season. Yeah, that says NFC West on it. Carolina was originally in the NFC West. Stream where I'll be playing 1 game a week of Madden 97 is the oldest Madden game I have in my vicinity that has the Panthers on it. I'll be playing 1 game a week. As you see, this is the schedule for said game. That'll be at 8, and then upload the following week on the Haunted Ford Game Network. That's it. That's all I have. I will see you weird people later.